saying. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
From the best.
You're always a pleasure. Joining us, we have in the Behavior Bureau, first of all, Danine Driver, the human lie detector. She's the author of You Can't Lie to Me. Infidelity expert and criminal investigator Danine Manette, and forensic psychologist Cheryl Arrett. All right, Cheryl, Jody's offense says Travis was the sexual deviant, but let's see, when he suggests deviant behaviors, if we call it such, her response is, oh my gosh, that is so debasing, I like it. Janine, excuse me, I want to go to Danine.
Someone else.
Danine. You are a newcomer to this panel, but you must do a lot of expert work in stalking. That's sort of your sort of area. Is this a familiar story to you that someone? Well, here I guess I have this. Well, you tell me. Is this a familiar story to see a couple break down like this that's gotten overly intense sexually, breaking down into violence?
Oh, sure, because there's no level. The level that you need in order to be satisfied gets higher and higher and higher. And I honestly don't think that there's any deviation here because, you know, if that's what they both agreed to do in their relationship, she likes it, he loves it, whatever. I find the deviation comes in when she says that she walked into a room and found her guy whacking the willy looking at a little boy's picture, and that wasn't a turnoff for her. You know, to most normal people, that would be a deal breaker. But for her to continue to have a relationship with him after that fact, I have a problem with that.
I have a question for Danine and you. Okay, if you believe the state's theory, this is a woman who drove from another state with the intent to kill. So she drives, I'm going to kill him. I got a gun, I got gas loaded up, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to kill him. She gets there, she doesn't kill him, she sleeps with him, then she kills him. I can't figure that out. Is that anything like Al Pacino in The Godfather kissing Fredo and then having him executed? Seriously,
it's like the
what
Black
is this
Widow.
about?
Finish that
It's the
up.
Black Widow. You have sex with him and then you kill him. That's what the Black Widow does.
Wow. Okay. And Janine, put a little button on this for us. I got to go to break. What are your thoughts?
Well, two things.
That was the many faces of Jody Arias, back with my Behavior Bureau and this week's co-host, Mark Eiglarsh. All right, now listen, we have very limited time here, guys, but Janine, you struck a chord here going into that break. I want to continue this even tomorrow a little bit, because we've not really getting Danine into the infidelity part of this story, but that would be very interesting to dig into. But Mark, do you ever cheat on your spouse?
Are you joking? Number one,
Okay,
never. 12 happy years. But if I did, am I going to tell everybody here? Really? Is that...
No.
Mark,
Well,
that's a stalling technique. Mark, that's a stalling technique. Warning, warning.
Stop
Well,
it.
Janine,
I love
Janine,
my wife. That's true.
That's
Go ahead,
scary.
Mark.
Do you think that she said, after you've listened to her testify for 18 days, plus you've seen the interviews,
Yeah.
if your gut, what does it tell you? Do you think that she's had the kind of childhood that she would like this jury to believe?
Please.
No,
Well,
let Drew. I
she's
want to know
had
what Drew has to
something.
say.
Yeah, I think she has a bad gene. I think she has a bad genetic thing. I think Cheryl would agree with that. I think Jean would agree with that. And I think she had something go on in the environment. I would expect something a lot worse. As I said, if somebody is dissociating and fogging out or blacking out, they really have horrible experiences. She didn't have good experiences. She had some awful stuff, but it doesn't add up at this point. Danine, take me through these kinds of relationships with the dad and the kind of relationship that she ended up with Travis. Help me understand that.
You know, I'm just so sick of this whole blame game thing. It's just like it's everybody's fault. It's the teacher's fault. It's mom's fault. It's dad's fault. It's like nobody got all 52 cards growing up. I mean, you know, that's just the way that it is. And this feeling that she needs to just project, and, you know, you cannot go logically from being spanked with a belt to stabbing someone 29 times and shooting them in the head. It's just not a natural progression. So I'm just not even trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it.
Right. There's not a natural progression there. But how about Travis's? How about Travis's? Yes, Cheryl, you had something you wanted to say?
I did. I have a question.
Yes.
I know that in a lot of abusive relationships, the husband will isolate the wife, or, you know, the abusive spouse will isolate the other one and keep them away from family and friends so that they have minimal contact. I'm wondering if this was the case in this situation, if they noticed that she was more withdrawn and she was less apt to go to family outings and to interact with her family and even her friends.
Danine, I know you were waiting for a satellite booth before, in the segment before, we talked to two people who said exactly that, but let's see if Sydney observed this. Where Sydney, her affect, her feelings, her range of feelings, and her social engagement, did it restrict over time because of her relationship with her husband? Of steroids, and there you go. Danine, you have a question?
I do. Dr. Drew, I have a question about the children. I have a 7-year-old, and when Sandy Hook happened, I completely kept her away from the TV and the radio. I'm wondering, in these situations, is it better to give the kids the real story so that they can deal with it early, or is it better to just kind of keep it away from them as much as possible? How do you deal with this?
I don't deal with the pediatric age group. Robbie, maybe you'll help me out with this. My sort of approach would be you let the kids come to you and you answer honestly as things come along. You don't really have you don't have an agenda that you have to play out through your kids. Robbie, you agree with that?
I mean, yes, I do. And what, of course, you want to make sure that your kids are not frightened, so you want to protect them from any kind of news that would be frightening. But basically, I think it's healthy to encourage a direct dialogue and open communication with your children early on. You want to develop that kind of relationship. In fact, I'm wondering if
this case is really weird. I mean, this woman is found in the bathtub partially clothed with a sweater on, and it's supposed to have been an accident. I mean, I usually take a bath with a sweater on, so, you know, it's understandable. But give me a break. This is ridiculous.
Jenny,
it doesn't make any sense.
Jenny, you're waving your hand.
I just have to say one thing.
Please.
I have to, because a socialite does not take a bath.
Jenny, you've got a question for Dr. Lloyd.
Well, I just wanted to know what his hunch was. What's your hunch in this case?
Oh, I believe he strangled her, and how she got in the tub is anybody's story. But she was probably already unconscious, if not dead, by the time she hit the water.
Danine, his father, I guess, is alleged to have bought prostitutes for him at a very young age. Again, there's a lot of
freakiness?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, a lot of freakiness going on.
Do you make anything of all that?
I think that this is a whole family of dysfunction, and it seems like that this just has played out from father to son generationally. I'm thinking that she should have kind of seen the signs of that. But yeah, I think that maybe it was just some kind of wild craziness that was going on that may have just turned into violence.
Samantha, no?
You know, some people
I have been following this case, Dr. Drew. I've been following this case.
I want to know if any of you that have children have ever sort of written a list like this to their children. It's the kind of thing you give to a child, isn't it? No, Cheryl, you not?
Yeah.
I've never written
a
Danine
has.
like this, too.
But how about to a boyfriend or a husband? Danine, that's my point. It's like this is the way you would treat a child or a not well person. You can't fix a not well person by yourself. I'm afraid this girl got taken down by that. You agree?
I don't get this. I see this all the time. These women that take on these projects, that they want to fix these people, these broken men, they want to fix them, they want to turn them into suitable mates, but they're treated like children. If I have to make a list that I have to tell my partner to get up in the morning, to wash his butt, to put his socks on, that's not somebody I want to be with. And I don't understand why these women choose to take on these projects. Right. This is 6 months into the relationship. If you're doing this at 6 months during the honeymoon phase, babe, he's not going to get any better. Kick him to the curb.
Jenny.
He's not getting any better.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jenny.
First of all, I just want to say that if my husband tried to...
Danine, you got a big smile on your face. Go ahead.
She was obviously getting something out of this deal. I mean, maybe it was satisfying her need to have her maternal instinct or needing to mother or take care. She was obviously getting something out of this. You're not going to stay in a situation like this, not even for, you know, a little while, where you are carrying all this weight and you're doing everything for this person unless there's something. I don't know, maybe it was the great sex. I don't know what it was.
Oh, let's Jenny, then Cheryl. Jenny, go.
Yeah, I mean, I think they made...
For the past 6 months, I've supported you financially and emotionally. The fact that you cheated on me makes me sick, and you will effing pay. I'm speaking with the credit card company and the police, and I am going to tell them that I never allowed you to use my card. I don't care. Have fun in jail. Samantha, well, Danine, you have your hand up. Go ahead, Danine. Was this enough to push him over the edge into some violence?
You know, I don't know if it's enough to push him over the edge, but I mean, I just think that this whole relationship was something that worked for them. A lot of people have these real dramatic relationships where they make up to break up and they have this great make-up sex and all that. I think that all of this was just the type of drama that they were both drawn to. I think that he was a deadbeat and she was drawn to this type of back and forth relationship. And unfortunately, it ended up being the cause of her demise.
Well, Cheryl, I see drug addiction. That's the headline here for me. When you went, Todd, you told our producers that you worried about your son. Why is that?
Well, because my son's a black male and he walks around, and it's very frightening because they always assume, like when one black person does something, they lump us all in together, that we've all done it. And I've noticed that when I've walked in stores before, people follow me around the stores and think that I'm going to steal or I'm going to do something. And to me, it's atrocious in this country. And I think that we all should be treated equally.
All right.
I just want to be treated like everybody else. And I really believe that no matter who was in those clothes, no matter who was walking looking like that, because I got just as many white friends who get pulled over who dress like black guys or dress like gang members who get pulled over as anybody.
Back with my co-host Jenny Hutt. It's day 4 of George Zimmerman's second-degree murder trial. Lawyers have been interviewing hundreds of potential jurors. None have been seated so far, Jenny. Back with us is Mark Eiglarsh and Danine Manette, and joining the panel, Crystal Wright of ConservativeBlackChick.com, Michael Skolnick, editor-in-chief of GlobalGrind.com. He's on the board of the Trayvon Martin Foundation. Danine, I know you had a huge crush on Todd Bridges. I didn't share that with him last night, but I understand that, well, it was a few years ago, mind you, but I understand you wanted to react to what he said last night.
Yes, and in 7th grade, my locker was covered with Todd Bridges pictures.
Well, there you go.
So, with that being said, Todd, man, that entire statement about I have friends who dress black. What does it mean to dress black? I don't understand what he meant by that. I mean, he's sitting up here talking about gross generalizations and racial profiling, but I'm assuming that he means that he has friends that dress like thugs, so he's interchanging the words black and thug, which is a problem to me for 2 reasons. Number 1, Trayvon was not dressed like a thug. He was dressed like a young man who was covering his head to stay out of the rain that night. And number 2, to use a negative connotation of equating black and thug together, it makes what he's saying no different than what he's complaining about.
Crystal,
he's complaining about these gross generalizations, and he just made one.
Got it. Crystal, your reaction.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. I mean, that's what it is. I think it's really funny whenever we talk about black people, all black people dress alike, we all pray alike, we all eat alike, and apparently, you know, we all live in the same neighborhood. I never got the black memo, and that's, you know, I agreed with a lot of what Todd is saying. We can't minimize.
Well, the answer is yes, if fair trial is simply defined by finding 6 people who can focus exclusively on the evidence and the law that's given to the judge and make a decision based on that. And they did it in the Arias case. I think they can do it here.
I've got a Twitter. It comes from one Crystal Wright. Let's put it up there. Come on now, get it up on the screen.
Okay, get it up.
No, Zimmerman won't have a fair trial. That's Crystal. Well,
yeah, I don't think he will. I think it's going to be really hard because you had the President of the United States come out and say, interject himself. If I had a son, President Obama said he would look like Trayvon.
Right.
That to me is saying that he's biased toward Zimmerman being a killer.
Jurors are a lot smarter than you give them credit for being,
I hope so. I hope so, Danine. I have found that to be...
They're a lot smarter. I mean, they can weigh evidence, and they don't do what we say.
Arias trial, I think, taught me that. But let's, guys, you'll all come back next week. We'll continue with this conversation.
Danine Manette, author of Ultimate Betrayal. I have been waiting all day to ask you guys this question. I am going to start with Danine because I don't get it. Who is Rachel Gentile?
Well, just first, let me say that this was a cultural collision of epic proportions. This was 2 completely different worlds colliding. That's what we saw today. And people seem to not want to acknowledge, or maybe don't realize, that in a lot of minority communities, especially in the black community, there isn't a distinct distrust of the police and of the justice system. And so what we have is a girl who's in a situation that nobody wants to be in, especially from her community, where she is a witness in a criminal case. I mean, we're talking about this whole no snitching generation. So she is completely a fish out of water here. And rather than pay attention to her mannerisms and the way she's saying things, we just need to focus on the content of what she's saying and the validity of her answers.
Well, let me ask you, Wendy, how do you think these 6 all-women jurors